A Look at Finance is underwritten by Janney Montgomery Scott, trusted advisors for generations.
Well, welcome back, everyone. It's Thursday, so it's all about finance and money. I'm here with Steve Carlton, First Vice President, Janney Montgomery Scott. Hello, Steve.
Jesse, always a pleasure. Good to be here.
Yeah, it's great. Great to have you.
Thank you.
Let's get into some of the things that are going on globally first and then drill down locally.
You got to talk to me about the car show. Wait a minute.
Oh.
You're going to talk about money in the markets. You were at the New York City Car Show. What did you think of that?
The product was amazing. The cars are absolutely incredible. The thing that stuck in my mind the most is how great the domestic cars are getting.
Yeah.
Now, if you're still awake when we're done with this, we'll be right back. But to see Chrysler come out with the 200, to see Buick have cars like the Regal, Cadillac coming out with the ATS, and breakthrough cars like the ELR.
The Corvette.
And the Vet is over the top.
Yeah.
You're talking about cars that can compete on a global level that heretofore were really owned by the likes of Mercedes-Benz and BMW and Audi. So it was really, it was quite a moment to see these cars.
It had to be. I love cars, but I was thinking in the back of my mind when I knew you were going there. I said, I hope Annie gets his wallet before he goes in the showroom, because you want to just go and buy something like that.
Oh, I would have bought something in a heartbeat if I could.
Gorgeous cars.
Yeah, she kept control of the finances.
Yeah, that's right. Come on back.
Cycled back again.
Yeah.
I can't help but it's the 100th anniversary of World War I, and before you're saying what's that got to do with anything, you tend to think to yourself, with what's going on in Ukraine, how history repeats itself. And my question to you is, does that shake the market? Does the market become apprehensive about this?
I don't see the market, the stock market, necessarily gyrating violently. What I see is more people's reaction to it. And just like you said, you probably remember World War I fairly clearly. I mean, the reaction of the general public is, this looks and sounds familiar. It's uncanny that we're in the 100th year anniversary in April. And people don't like seeing the tanks rolling in Ukraine. They don't like seeing the gunfire. They don't like seeing this stuff in the news.
The unrest.
And I think there's a general nervousness there, but I don't see the market reacting violently, aggressively. Or if anything, look where we are. The market was flat today. The market's almost near all-time highs. A lot of good news in the market. So although it's something that we're watching, although it's something that I think everybody in the world is very serious, and we don't want to go down that road again. I think overall, hopefully clear minds and reason will
prevail.
Yeah.
And if it does improve, then it only heightens the ability for the economy to keep growing, because people won't be nervous about that. I was there in World War I.
I was going to ask you, yes.
Yeah. And I've got my Corvette horse and buggy outside ready. I'll take you for a ride.
Steam-powered, or what was it?
No, we're talking about mule-powered.
Oh, wow.
That was before horsepower. I don't know if you know that. Mule power.
No, I got to look on the internet and look it up.
Couple of interesting earnings reports. Apple.
Surprise, surprise. I was joking with you earlier. I just got the new Samsung Galaxy S5, and then Apple comes out, and they're talking about all the latest, greatest, and holograms in the future and everything else. I'm like, wouldn't you know it? I switched to the next phone. Great phone, but Apple beat their earnings.
Right.
They raised their dividend by 8%. They're going to increase their stock buyback, which generally helps the stock price. And then there's the stock buyback program that they're doing, or split 7 for 1. So there's a lot of very, very good news that was built into that, and the market liked what they heard. Apple rallied nicely. We had Caterpillar beat earnings as well today. Very, very encouraging sign, because you've got technology on one side
and industry on the other side.
Exactly, exactly. So these are good benchmarks. Now, you had UPS come out, United Postal Service, saying that the weather was a drag on their earnings. But Facebook beat expectations handily. So you have some very interesting indicators here in the midst of all the uncertainty that are worth a look.
You know what, when you talk about, and we've talked about this before, when you talk about some of these companies like Facebook and whatever, that they're not, and Google, they're not relying on their core business, that they're diversifying like crazy. I think it was Google who's bought a robotics company.
Yeah, they're big into robotics now. And it's fascinating, right? A search engine.
It's unbelievable to me.
Yeah. But that's what we're seeing, though. That spreading out of, Apple having $150 billion in cash, Facebook investing $2 billion in the Oculus, the 3D
the
imaging
Google
goggle
thing.
Yeah. Yeah, so very, very cutting edge stuff. So these companies are redeploying capital. They're using the stock appreciation to go out there and to pick up these types of companies. So it's an interesting time that we're in right now.
And we just hope they all move to Saratoga, Warren, and Washington County, where they can buy all the new domestic cars that are fantastic.
My goodness. Well, they have the
How do you like
space for them
that?
while they're looking for a house. They've got lots of hotel rooms here. We've got lots to do in the
that's
city.
right.
So there's no lack of space, right?
Well, on the local front, two stories really this week I think are important for us to note in terms of finance and local economy. Casino, very interesting turn of events on the casino.
Yeah.
Its story almost changes every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what is the casino going to do? Is it actually going to go to East Greenbush? What effect will that have on the local economy here?
Yeah.
You know, why didn't it happen here?
I've been watching behind the headlines, and I've talked a little bit
right.
before coming on with some of the other people in the station, and that is something that's, you know, like you said, this is unfolding, this is real time. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that is worth a look.
Actually, we interviewed Mayor Yepsen this morning on Beyond the Headlines, and we're upping the premiere from Monday night to tomorrow night.
Okay,
Because
good.
she had some very interesting insights about this whole casino.
I bet, yeah.
It elevates gaming to a different level.
Yeah.
Because everybody just seems to have a way of trying to manipulate the situation.
Yeah.
So we'll see what it means for us, because it affects the other local story that really struck me, which is we've seen the architectural drawings now for the Rip Van Dam Hotel.
Oh my goodness, gorgeous.
Spectacular
And
renderings.
it's not just a hotel. I mean, the glass
The atrium on top.
atrium.
That's right.
What a beautiful idea. Overlooking the city. I mean, you've got a world-class hotel, great history, great heritage opening up, and I mean, that's the dynamic growth that's happening in Saratoga. So yes, it may be good or bad seeing the casino and maybe not get to Saratoga, probably somewhere else. But there's so many other dynamic things that are at work here. Over the next year, it's going to be fascinating to watch Saratoga grow.
Oh, sure. And this atrium is like a place where 200 people can actually dine, whatever, and oversee the city. Little north of here, another real interesting breaking news this week. The Hacker Boat Company, who, as you know, manufacture very unique classic wooden boats, 900,000 square foot facility that they're going to open up in the new business park district up in Queensbury.
That's big news for that area. What a great piece of news.
Absolutely
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So, you know, our local economy here continues to grow, which is important.
Yeah, I was talking with somebody about the city center, and you know, the 30th anniversary and some of the story back there, and you know, who would have thought 30 years ago that facility, you know, they thought it would just rent it out, you know, be able to use it in the summer months. It's now a year-round facility. People from all over the country, all over the world, coming there to Saratoga. It's been a huge draw for the restaurants and people in the community. So this is a really fascinating pivot point for Saratoga and what's happening here.
Well, we just keep our fingers crossed, right?
Yeah, things are looking good.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. On that note, I think we'll wrap this one up.
Thanks, Jesse.
Go
Always a
for a
pleasure.
ride in the horse and buggy, and we'll
I
be
want
all
to see
set.
it. Thank you.
To see this interview again, head to our website, looktvonline.com.